Hi everyone, this is Julie Piper for my final vlog for the Young Event Horse Futurity with Magnific's Imagination. I feel like this vlog is such an end of an era as we did the US Event Horse Futurity when Maggie was a 5-year-old as well. I'm sorry, a 4-year-old as well as now her being a 5-year-old. And it's just been so much fun to watch everyone's vlogs and watch everyone's horses progress, as well as bring Maggie along through this program. I would like to give a huge shout out to Elizabeth Callahan and Dr. Laurie Cameron and everybody else involved in the U.S. Event Horse Futurity. I think that this is a wonderful program that really has highlighted what the U.S. has to offer as far as event horse breeding goes. And I'm excited to watch the vlogs next year, even though I will not have a horse in it. Okay, so moving on, this vlog is just going to be a little recap of Maggie's performance at the Young Event Horse Championships at the Maryland 5-Star. Unfortunately, I do not have any videos of her dressage test. I just have these pictures that my mom took, but she was fantastic, very workmanlike, did a great test. Her canter lengthenings were a little bit wild, but she's a big girl and the strength to truly lengthen her canter just isn't quite there yet, but was super happy with the rest of her test and how she performed. She was good for the confirmation phase. Her comments from the judge for the confirmation phase were well trained. Because she jogged beautifully down the jog strip, but I think a lot of that comes from she also did the future event horse program as a 3-year-old, so she learned how to jog in hand in a big environment very early on in life, and so she was very workmanlike and professional for that. As for the jumping sections, she was such a good girl. I could not have asked for anything better from her on this day. It was really interesting having done the 4-year-olds as well, and then coming out this year and just really being able to compare the two shows and the difference in her. When we came to the championships as a 4-year-old, she went into the arena and just felt really backed off. Not very confident. Her eyes were popping out of her head. But this year, as a 5-year-old, she came into that ring really workmanlike. Didn't care about the tents. There was a crowd that started cheering when we entered as part of her promotional video. She didn't care about that. She just went in and did her job. And she was nicely forward. She was taking me to all of the fences. And she kept all of the rails up, which was a huge win in my book. And then, went on to jump the cross country in so much confidence. She didn't necessarily jump everything out of stride, which is what the judges like to see, but she's 5, and, there were just a few times where I maybe didn't put her in the best spot for her to jump out of stride. But she moved her feet in such a way that she was still able to give me a nice shape over the jump. And she really just gave me a great feel the whole way around. I was super excited about her performance, and she just gave me so much to look forward to in the future, I think, on how she handled this and the feeling she gave me. And then her last gallop when she turned around the corner was just fantastic. She actually got an 8.5 for her gallop, which I think is pretty high praise from the judges. So, we'll see what the future holds for her. I hope it holds some big things, but you do never know with horses. And, I think my goal for next year would be to try to do the 6-year-old championships in Aiken at Stableview at the 2-Star, if she's ready, of course. We'll see. But I think if she continues on the same trajectory that she's currently on, she will be ready come next fall to bop around the 2-Star there. But we'll see, you know, if she's not ready, she's not ready. I do still think that there are some big things to come in this mare's future, and I'm not going to push her any faster than she's ready for. I look forward to following everybody's vlogs next year, and just continuing to follow along, watching all the young horses in the country develop. Again, I thank you all so much for all your hard work that you've put into this program. And maybe one year in the future, I'll have another young horse to enter. All right, guys, take care.